people sometimes try to fill the room. We talk about this idea of awkward silence. What is awkward silence? Where does that come from? What makes something awkward in terms of silence? And why is it silence? At what point does silence become awkward? How many seconds does it take for a conversation to be deemed, well, this is awkward, right? So it's interesting. In America, and for English speakers, the studies have shown that it's after 4 seconds, it's considered to be an awkward silence. Contrast that to Japan. Japanese, for whatever reason, it's only called awkward silence after 8 seconds. So I think we should be more like the Japanese. Sometimes when, there's, and again, I struggle with that a lot. If there's a, in the room, that's why I keep talking right now, because I just can't handle the fact or the potential that it might be silent. But you know what? Now that I'm thinking of it, for 8 seconds, we're going to be like the Japanese, and let's give it a try. And 8 seconds, it's going to feel like the world is coming. It's going to feel like, oh, I'm going to stop talking. So awkward, right? Oh my gosh, it's awkward, right? Anybody feel awkward, or everyone's okay? I feel like anyone who's still sitting down is still sitting down. No one fell off the chairs. Baruch Hashem. We did it. We did it. It's interesting. 8 seconds. 8. The number 8. I want to get back to that in a minute. So anyways, that's the awkward science that developed. The world has that, if no one's filling the space, it's awkward. And very often, and I found this with myself, if there is this quote-unquote awkward silence, one of the first things you do is you think, okay, what am I just going to say? I'll say whatever I want. And very often, it leads to what we call Lashon Hara. Because you're trying to fill this space. Well, you don't remember what this happened. You don't remember that happened. You're just, in terms of, let's say, positive language. But for some reason, the way Hashem made us and the way the Yetzer Hara creeps in on us is we do remember. We often remember the negative about something that happened. And therefore, we're quick to say. But we quoted last week a Chazal. Chazal tell us, our sages say, that when someone speaks Lashon Hara, it's as if they killed 3 people. Themselves, the person they're talking about, and the person they're talking to. Now, let me ask you a question. What is more awkward? To kill someone or to be silent, right? I was thinking about this week. I'm thinking, it's probably a lot more awkward, right, to kill somebody, chas v'shalom, right, than to just to be silent. So, if you look at it from this perspective, we could put this whole idea of awkward silence on its head and be like, the next time it feels like an awkward silence, and not to kill somebody. Instead of saying that negative speech, instead of saying that negativity, just hold yourself back. Much better to be silent and embrace that awkwardness, which, like we just saw, it doesn't have to be that awkward. And we could be more like the Japanese, hold that silence for a little bit longer. Like we said, Americans are generally 4 seconds until awkward, but Japanese 8 seconds. I think that's something that maybe I definitely want to try to work on, and I'm just sharing that as a thought, as an idea.